everyone, Nadia here. And it is Sunday, February 5th, and it's Healing Connection time. Here, it is a safe and judgment-free space. And I was thinking about the theme of this week, and it really is coming from my heart. It's coming from my heart in terms of relationships, healing relationships, growing relationships, and in all the roles that we play. I share here from my heart. Today, I am so full of gratitude for having just returned, well, not just, but several hours ago, from a camping trip with my twin boys. So I want to share a little bit about that and how long it took to get to a point to be present as their mother and have such beautiful memories made. I also will talk very briefly about the co-parenting relationship with our father, my ex-husband. And then today, my significant other. And then also some family relations. In life, there are so many different kinds of relationships. And in this month of February, where everything is about Valentine's and hearts, we see it everywhere in stores, and whether we get into it or not, I would like to say that this month can be a month where we choose love over fear and judgment. And there is an overriding theme that my therapist taught me that has been part of my life for years. And so as a mother, I have learned, hi, thank you for the hearts, that there is no possible way that I would be sitting here speaking with you sober, stable, and able to be present for my children on the camping trip that we just returned to if I hadn't learned to choose love. What does that mean? It meant that I had to choose to love myself, to choose thoughts of love, and to recognize when shame and fears were taking me from being present for them. In the past, I would spin when triggered. When a core wound was coming up from something that my ex-husband said, from the public press, from whatever it might be, and my mind was running to stand still, I would reach for a drink to calm it. I would grasp further on to the fears and judgments within me instead of retreating within and choosing love, which meant to sit back and say, Nadia, you are safe right here and right now in this moment. Connect with the truth of what you are and don't pick up that drink. Through sessions with my therapist, I was able to identify key core wounds and key understandings of myself from childhood. And after months, years of therapy, I now know where fears and judgments of self are coming from. All of that is explained in Home is Within You. And what I do today is I can see when my children are in theirs. And instead of like I did in the past when they were misbehaving or doing something, and I would just cry inside and my heart would hurt inside, and I'd think to myself, oh my God, what did my actions do to them? And all this stuff would get in my head, and it would just be like I'd be in my head trying to deal with the immediate situation, yet not present for my children. And so today, those have all been hashed out, and I can see it in a heartbeat, and I can stop it, and I can use it. I don't need to close the door on the past. I can use the past mistakes to now say, okay, this is coming up in you. What is going on right now with your child? And so a beautiful example of a mothering moment that just was so amazing this weekend is one of my twins. They were playing Frisbee, and the leader actually they were playing Frisbee, and one of them said, throw me the Frisbee, and then he looked the other way and the Frisbee hit him like right on the side of the face. And he came running to me, and I had not seen what happened. And just, after being in joy, just kind of ran and just fell into my arms and needed some time to physically deal with the pain. I did not know that it also had triggered something that had happened to him. Let's see, maybe 4 years prior, when there was an argument in the home and doors were slammed and opened, and one of the doors hit him. Now, this was definitely a bottom time. And this poor little guy lying on the air mattress in the tent must have had a gazillion things going through his mind. I was unaware of this at the time. Yet through the work as a parent and as a mother, over the years, he knows that however he is bringing out his anger, that he's unconditionally loved. In fact, when there were outbursts in the past, I would simply just say, I love you, I love you, I love you. No matter what he was saying, no matter what he was doing, if I had to hold him, which I haven't had to do in a very long time, in a safety hold, if he was kicking his brother or me, I just kept saying, I love you, I love you. I did not take it personally. I did not judge him. I did not even reprimand him at the time or punish him. It was just simply, get it out. You are safe. Now, for the last year and a half, that has not really happened. And I do believe, in fact, I know today, because of things that he says, such as after he got up and we were playing and we went outside and he was okay and he wanted a picture of the little bruise on his head. This just happened yesterday. I said, he goes, Mommy, it's right where that other scar is. And I said, oh, did it remind you of that? And he's like, yeah. And, and I asked him, I said, do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no. He goes, and these are words that I said to him in the past. I said, you're safe to get whatever feelings that you might have out here, because you went through a lot. And I've just said, I love you, I love you. I got you, you got me, we got we family. And that's exactly what he said yesterday. Oh, that happened. We went through a lot. I got you, you got me, we family. And you never know what sinks in with your child. You never know. But in that moment, it was like, it was golden. And so for any parents out there, all I can say is that healing relationships with your children, especially if you are in recovery and you've had to be separated to get the help that you need, it is a process. Believe in the process and just continue to remind your children that they are unconditionally loved. And please do not make their words, actions, behaviors about you. Yes, you feel them, but that is our job to go back and to do the self-reflection, to go in and say, this is mine to heal. Instead, acknowledge their core wound and just simply say, I love you. I love you. Now, with my oldest son, who is just so amazing, with him, years ago, I wrote the longest amends letter, and my sponsor read it and she tore it up. Because in there it was nothing but, I am sorry, I am working hard, and a lot of I's. It was all self-centered instead of keep your head up and shine, son. Working hard here. I love you. He didn't want to hear any of my crap. He didn't need his parents' junk to come up. All he needed to know was that his reality was recognized. And so our relationship today, me and my oldest son, has mended, and it is gorgeous and beautiful, and he believes he is fully accepted and unconditionally loved, and that his experience is recognized. The little ones, it was a process, and it's so beautiful to share both of those again in this book. But the reason that I wrote it is to help you, is to help others, to just simply believe in the process. No matter where you are at on your recovery journey, believe in that process. With my ex-husband, the father of all of my sons, I have 3, I had to learn, again, when my trauma was being triggered through trauma therapy. And then I had to learn healthy boundaries. But again, most importantly, I had to learn to choose love over fear and judgment. When I choose to be in a space of love, I could see, and I can see today, when his statements are coming from his own fears. In the middle of, divorce, financial fears, I can see it and I can recognize it, and I can just sit back, not take things personally, not overreact, and instead just observe. The little man inside the strong former Attorney General that is simply trying to make sure that his livelihood, that his elderly years will be comfortable. Really, that's what it is. Our co-parenting relationship today is so beautiful. And so, again, if you are trying to create that, let me share how we got there. Again, it is in this book, but here I share. Now, familial relations. There is from deepest joy and fun and gratitude with the parenting, being a mommy, being a co-parent. I am so full of gratitude for where those relationships are at today, and they are my priority and focus. There is one relationship that is hurting my heart to this day, that is an unmended family member that I'm going to say here, I am afraid of communicating the healing needed. They want to heal, but I am afraid relating with anyone who has not grown from simply a state of defense. Those in my life are all in 12-step recovery or in a meditation family, but for, of course, my ex-husband and children. And so my circle is very tight. The person with whom I am in a relationship today, I have known for several years. And I know how solid they are in their program. And I have absolutely no fear whatsoever when it comes to growth, and that person chooses love over fear and judgment and does their own work to create a joyous life. That became a different kind of relationship, five months ago. Yet the observation of how each lived their life is what brought us to what we have today. To have, again, the relationship with my children, with my ex-husband, and then my partner today is a miracle, is a blessing. And the universe has manifested all of these things because of choosing a perspective and a mindset of love and not falling in to a survivalistic mind that creates attack thoughts. I am hoping that the universe will bring healing with this family member, that we can get to a point where we see each other's perspectives. But at this point, I am afraid. And so I'm putting it out there. How have you been with your healing relationships, whether as a parent, as an ex-husband or wife, as a partner, and then as a sister, brother? That one, I am hoping that several months from now, I can tell you how that process has gone. So this week's theme, along with the theme of February, is very much about choosing love over fear and judgment in our mind. We are all infinite beings, whole and complete, and our mind creates attack thoughts on self, mainly shame and fears, and on others, mainly judgment and shaming. If there is judgment and shaming only from another, and no choosing a wider perspective of love and understanding the other, healing and Kundalini Yoga, what we call the art of relaying, communicating, is very difficult. So the first act of love this week is going to be choosing love in our relaying and our communication. Join me as I share a process of amends, a process of healing, with this last layer in my life. One individual that is yet to be mended. I love you all so much. Please join me on Thursday at lunch or tea time meditation live here on Instagram. Look out for some daily inspirational quotes and readings from the book. Friday at noon is spiritual advocacy, which is connecting with the truth of what we are and banning all shame. I'm so happy to see you all here. You can pre-order Home is Within You. Sending love.